People gonna crack. Motherfuckers gonna
Oh,
crack
oh,
tonight.
I realized that we were muted, so they didn't hear the warm welcome.
Oh, warm welcome.
Welcome,
Welcome back.
chat.
Welcome back,
Welcome,
chat.
welcome, welcome, chat. Welcome, 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 chat. Welcome, chat. Welcome, welcome.
hmm
Yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
tonight people gonna crack crazy. Motherfuckers gonna
Yeah.
run crazy tonight.
I see we got 3 people watching currently in the chat. Welcome,
Ooh,
guys. We
yeah.
appreciate coming on board. You know, yeah, you can leave a
Well, chat.
comment in the chat, sign your presence in. Right.
Welcome back, family.
Yeah.
Well, real brother Glody, how's it going out there?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing cool. And I'm just
Oh yeah,
excited for today's episode. You know,
absolutely, man, absolutely.
today's episode
Well,
is going to be fire. It's going to be lit.
it's gonna be lit. Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
be lit. It's gonna be lit. Well,
Yeah.
last episode we faced the agents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
the voices of fear and control.
Oh, yeah.
But tonight we dive into one of the transformation of Neo,
Yeah. Yeah.
from a lost man running from truth
Yeah.
to the one.
Oh,
But here are the twists.
yeah.
To become the one, Neo had to die first.
Oh, yeah. He had
Right
to die
there,
first.
right there. Let's break it all down for
Oh,
the chat
yeah.
to understand what is going on right there.
All right. So, yeah, let's jump right into it. Let's jump right into it. Let's jump right into it. Um,
So we can see right there in the movie the death of Neo. If we
yeah.
check right there in the movie The Matrix, we can see in the final battle, Neo gets shot multiple times and
Mm.
flatlines inside the Matrix.
Oh, yeah.
So now, if we try to like get track on it, we see Trinity whispers to him,
Yeah.
"The Oracle told me I'd fall in love with the one, and
Mm.
I love you." So
Yo.
that's a plot point right there that we have to like.
Yeah.
What is going on? Neo gets shot multiple times.
And in the like I said on the previous episode, most people
Mhm.
watched most people how can I say, most people knows about the Matrix movie, but they never watched the full movie.
Absolutely.
So for that reason, it's always our duty, as we choose to do this and to be on this journey, to kind of give you guys a little bit of overview every time, not every time, maybe sometimes, kind of overview of a movie for those of you who haven't watched the movie yet. All right. So what really happened in the movie The Matrix, and what really happened when Neo died at the end of the Matrix movie. All right. So here's the thing. Most people think it was just some kind of cool action movie, people
Oh
shooting
yeah,
each other,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was more. It's a deep, there was some kind of deep symbolic, transformation and things that we can learn from that movie. All right. So as we see, Neo, as brother Tony just recalled, gets shot multiple times,
Uh huh.
and Neo's death, rebirth, transformation into becoming the one, you know, is 100% what happens in our lives, you know.
And that absolutely. And this death and rebirth moment is key. It's like one of the key moments in
Yeah.
every spiritual awakening. Mm.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And here's the thing. Here's another thing. All right, we gotta pay attention. This movie is not some kind of just made up movie, some kind of director thought about, okay, let me make a movie that's gonna be symbolic and just leave it out there. This is a huge spiritual metaphor, you know. The whole movie, The Matrix, is the huge spiritual metaphor. And it's pretty much reflects, the process that each of us must go through
Absolutely.
in our daily life, or in our entire life, actually. So, I want to chip in, but I don't know if Brother Tony, you have anything else that you can chip on
But
before we actually go into what actually happened to Neo in the movie,
absolutely,
on
and
that thing. Yeah.
always like this death right there. It's symbolic, just like Brother Goldie said. It's symbolic. 'Cause death isn't always physical.
Yeah.
It's the ego that dies. It's the ego that dies. The
Absolutely.
false self, that identity that was plugged into the system. Now check this out, cause we see most of the time in the system, you were born, right?
Yeah.
Now motherfuckers, they tell you your name it will be Glody Kikonga.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying, motherfuckers, I mean your parents right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
They name it Glody Kikonga.
Yeah.
But check this one. You are not that name right there.
Nope.
You are not the Glody or anybody like Suzanne, or let's say they name you Justin whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You are not that name right there. That's the false self.
Mm.
So the death they're trying to depict in this movie right there, it's not the physical death. So
Yeah, absolutely.
what they're trying to say right there, it's the ego that dies. So
Absolutely.
that identity, the identity that was plugged into the system,
Yeah.
you have to flash that out. Like fuck it.
Oh man.
I'm not my name.
Yeah.
I'm not the ego. I'm not the doctor or like the lecturer or whatsoever. All these ones, they're just like identities plugged and trying to like drawn into your life
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
are not like real. They
True.
they get you stuck in a certain corner that ain't yours.
True.
So the death isn't always physical. It's
True.
the ego that dies. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify on that one so that the church can understand in
Perfectly.
this movie, The Matrix, what Neo had to go through and to get multiple times gunshots.
Mm.
They were trying to depict that moment of the ego death.
Oh yeah. 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 100%. Before you go, Brother Tony, I just wanna say this. This particular scene is a life changing scene.
Yeah.
Because Neo, um, you know, as the Agent Smith, shot Neo and multiple times, the Trinity whispered to his body in a realm of if I can say in our real world realm, he whispered like what do you say? He said the oracle told me that I would fall in love with you, and
Yeah, she'll fall in love with the one.
yeah, actually with the one.
The one.
Correct. Yeah, the one. And I think you said it already. And I just want to come back to it again so that we can get a very good-
Clarification. Absolutely.
exactly. No longer afraid. Now he can see the code of the matrix,
Absolutely.
and becomes-
reborn with
yes.
full awareness.
and then he becomes the one. So here's a quick breakdown. Neo dies in the matrix. In our real life, we can relate that to death of the ego, right?
Absolutely.
So when we see the Trinity tells Neo's body that I love you, whatever, that's kind of tough. So the Trinity's love act as a spiritual catalyst. A spiritual catalyst is something that or somebody who comes into our lives to kind of help us to transform into our spiritual journey. So he resurrect, and that means higher consciousness awaken. And then he becomes the one, which is now unification to the source. So he become united with the source, or what most people call God, in a religion context. So he become fully awakened. He become an awakened being. That is the most important thing. And this is like we can relate it to our life in so many situations.
So many quite a number of occasions.
You know. Yeah. So
So we can see right here, Mr. Glody, and the chat can be our huge witness on that one.
yeah.
In the Matrix movie, we see the hero's journey right now.
Mm.
Neo follows the classic path known as the hero's journey,
Well,
like Joseph Campbell.
mm.
Now, here's how, like most of the time in the Matrix movie, the call leads to refusal.
Yeah.
Refusal leads to mentor.
Mm.
Mentor leads to trials, and trial leads to death.
Well,
Death leads to rebirth, and rebirth leads to return. Now, here, the chat can be like a bit confused right here, but we can see this one in many, many, many
mm.
spiritual and mythological figures like Jesus,
Mm. Mm.
Osiris, Buddha experienced symbolic death before transformation.
Yeah.
Now, in Nero's awakening represents that ancient initiation, the shift from believer to embodiment.
Deep. Deep.
It's kind of like most people they can relate to this one, Mr. Glody.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like when you hit the rock bottom.
Mm. Mm.
That moment when you hit the rock bottom, and that moment becomes your awakening.
Yeah.
That's what Neo experiences: death of who he was, so he can step into who he is.
Yes.
Yeah, have you ever
definitely.
faced those moments, Mr. Glory? You feel like, God damn, I'm gonna die. This is my finish line right here. I ain't seeing no light in front of me.
Man.
So that moment, that's your awakening point right there. That's when you become fully awakened.
Man, check this out. Neo's this what brother Tony just said now. It's some kind of like, related back to Neo. It's some kind of like alchemical process, the spiritual awakening, and Neo doesn't come the one actually by fighting harder. We gotta keep that in mind actually.
No, yeah,
Not by
yeah.
fighting harder. It becomes the one by dying to who he was and awakening to who he truly is. You understand that? Symbolic layers of that could be, death of the ego, which is now Neo's physical death, all right, in the Matrix, the movie, in that's how what it symbolizes. It symbolizes the surrender of the false self, the identity tied to fear, limitation, and programming of the Matrix, of the cause of the Matrix in the Matrix movie, right?
Absolutely.
So the Trinity is the divine feminine. Her love awakens Neo in the movie, right? In esoteric symbolism, the divine feminine is the force that brings back the soul to life, reconnecting it to the love and to the wholeness.
That's deep.
Yeah. So the rebirth has the true self, right? Neo returns not as a hack of the code in the Matrix or to fight the agent or whatever, but as a conscious creator. Whoa, man. Didn't hear that. Didn't hear that. Didn't hear that.
Slow motion this side. Slow motion the other side. What the fuck? I'm smart in the house. Get the fuck out of here. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
right here, becoming the one, Brother Glody, in the Matrix movie, becoming the one.
Yeah.
Once Neo wakes up,
Mm.
he stops bullet.
Man.
He stops bullets. Not through force,
Yeah.
but understanding. The motherfucker just wakes up. You saw that
Man.
scene? You
yeah,
saw
it's
that
right there.
scene?
You see, they can see it right there on the chat actually.
You saw that
The
scene?
agent shot him right there.
That motherfucker woke up. He stops bullets.
Man.
And the motherfucker, he ain't even using force.
Yeah, he's shocked
The
himself.
motherfucker's just like, yeah, I
Morpheus
understand.
was like, what is
I understand
happening?
it now. I understand it now.
You're gonna learn.
You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. Leave me alone. I understand it now. You see this shit? So he sees the code.
Yeah, he sees the code. You can see
yeah.
like in the scene right here, as we can see on the screen.
Yeah.
He's like fighting the. It's like what is happening?
Well, what is happening? I understand it now.
I understand it now.
So the Matrix, for what it is, and realizes he can bend it.
Yeah.
So right now I can bend motherfucker into my will.
Definitely.
This isn't magic.
Nah.
It's alignment.
That's so powerful. Say that again. Say that again.
Yeah, slow motion this time. Slow motion that time. So when you stop reacting to the illusion, and start creating from awareness, that's when the alignment start working in magic. And motherfucker will be like, this motherfucker is doing magic, but nah,
man.
That's what makes him the one. Not prophecy, not power, but clarity. I remember one time my mama asked me like, so who do you think you are? Some kind of prophet or something? Nah. I'm like, nah. These things don't require any kind of prophecy or you don't need any kind of super things.
Nah.
But you need clarity.
Clarity is everything.
Clarity is everything. Like, I can see clearly now. I can see bullshit from non-bullshit in a clear picture.
Yeah.
Because you don't become the one by chasing it. You become the one by letting go of everything that ain't true.
Yeah, actually.
Everything that ain't true. Because motherfuckers be like, they telling them, go right there and become something that can't even resonate with your true being. Yeah, there's a whole lot of examples. There's a lot of numbers of instances whereby you find a child want to pursue their dream, maybe becoming an actor or a dancer or a singer. But the motherfucking parents, they tell the child to go and study medicines and become a doctor. You are ruining this motherfucker right there. You cannot become the one by playing the games of the Matrix.
You
gotta step out of the game to become who you truly are.
Yeah.
And it's not easy.
It's not easy.
We even like yesterday on the previous episode, we stipulated a lot of stuff for the chat to like they can recall that.
Yeah.
It ain't easy.
It's not easy.
But
it's not
you
easy.
don't become the one by chasing it.
Nah.
You become the one by letting go of everything that ain't true.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Let's go. That's a powerful point right there. You know, seeing the code of the Matrix, when Neo sees the code of the Matrix, there was kind of green code. Let me check if I can display that. There was kind of green code in the movie.
Yeah.
He then now, I think, but yeah, it's in the background, as you can see those kind of like codes. When you see that, it symbolizes true knowledge of reality beyond the illusion. Because when Neo discovered that all along I was part of this code and I can actually manipulate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very important. So before we move on, brother Tony, let's interact with the chat first. Let's hear what they gotta say. Sign up in the building if you are right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to our Kenyans.
Look at these motherfuckers, they blow your mind, I can tell.
Yeah, what's going on in Kenya? It's a true reflection of the Matrix, man. They try. Let's disclose one thing. We of course there are so many factors. Of course there are so many reasons behind what's happening. A lot of goods, a lot of bads, and in between. But in reality, what is happening in Kenya, we can relate it to
The Matrix
concept
movie.
of
Oh yeah, yeah,
exactly
yeah.
escaping the matrix because they're tired. The government, this is what the government is the matrix.
And
It can be also an agent in some kind of way.
it is the agent, of course, right
Yeah.
there. All
So
government systems are the agents.
you know so we shout out to them and we encourage them. We know it's definitely gonna, they will have their green days.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And motherfucker Kenyans, they've been awake since back in the days.
Oh yeah.
Motherfuckers they ain't playing.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, motherfuckers they are aware of who they are. So they there ain't nobody out there that can shake it.
Nah.
Cause the physical death itself is an illusion to them motherfuckers. out there.
You know that. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. They know that. That's why they're going so
Yeah,
hard.
you see the motherfucker?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Chat, if you write there in the chat, leave a comment, leave whatever that you think. Like I always say, give us some ideas. Not ideas, but you can contribute because this is a conversation. This is a
Don't
you
do
know-
us like that preacher right there in the marketplace. A motherfucking preacher preaching in the marketplace, motherfucker just passing. Like if they don't hear the motherfucker. Look
That's
at
what
that
I'm seeing right
holding
now.
holding
Motherfucker bouncing
Bible
and
like,
coming back.
Hallelujah.
People are
Jesus
going
is
and
the
coming
way.
back.
Get the fuck out of here. You see this stuff?
goodness.
So,
Yeah,
Mr. Glody, we can see like in the chat can be a witness on that one in the Matrix movie.
of course.
So, how these transformation can correlate in real life, as in like a real life transformation right there. You see stuff? We all go through our own ego death moments,
Yeah.
traumas, loss, awakening, heartbreak.
Yeah.
These and those moments feel like the end. Most of the time, they feel like the end.
Of course.
Have you
they do.
have you ever faced a heartbreak in a relationship? Let's say
Oh man.
you gonna feel like this.
Shout out to all married people.
This is the end. Those moments feel like it's the end, but they're actually the doorway to your true self.
Yeah. Definitely.
And becoming the one is available to all of us, not just
Definitely.
chosen ones.
Yeah.
Because don't get it twisted right there. Just because it's the one, it doesn't mean that it's just one motherfucker. Nah. Not just chosen people. Nah.
Of course.
Doesn't work that way. It
Yeah.
starts with seeing yourself clearly,
Yeah.
accepting the truth,
Yeah.
and step into your power. Fully loaded, goddammit.
Yeah. You're not becoming an hero or something like that, but you becoming a full awakened being. That's what is important.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The one who remembers that they are not separated from the source or from others or from reality itself, but you are embedded in the code and you are part of it. You are that source. Being part of it makes you the one,
Yeah.
So don't get it twisted, man. You're not separated from anything. That's why living a conscious life is very important. Living a conscious life, being able to, make conscious decision,
Yeah.
being able to see reality for what it is, man, it's very important. It's one of the most powerful thing that you can do. And the Matrix, the Matrix, that just gives us this whole overview of everything and how we can. I mean, it's a giveaway to paradise, if I can say that.
It is.
It is a giveaway to paradise because this is the Matrix crack the code for you, and all you have to do is just come into the stream, listen to us narrating and explaining to you, and then you get a ticket to paradise just like that for free.
And you're gonna just realize that, oh fuck, it's been so much easier than I thought.
Yeah,
To decode these motherfuckers, it's easy, and
yeah,
easy peasy. It's not even a rocket science.
not a rocket science.
It's not even a rocket science. Have you ever gone through a breakdown that led to a breakthrough, Brother Glody?
Man.
A breakdown that led to a breakthrough.
Man, so many times,
I
so
remember
many
I've made a
times.
lot of decisions in my life. I have a number of examples, like a number of real life occasions. Like
Mm,
it feels like a breakdown, but guess
man,
what? It was a breakthrough right there.
man, that's powerful, man. You know, the Oracle even gave an hint in the movie. We got a hint uh, from the Oracle when he told Neo that you are not the one. Before the actual transformation of Neo, he told Neo you are not the one. Maybe in your next life, right?
Oh yeah.
So this is not talking about like most people they will gravitate towards the idea of reincarnation. Not that yet, but it's about transformation. Neo's next life,
That's why we even mentioned it's not a physical death. No.
exactly.
Mm.
Neo's next life is the version of himself that emerges after the death of his ego. You know,
Mm.
so that's very important to remember. And I just want to get into, as we almost running out of time, I want to get at, how can we mirror this in our lives? How can we, some kind of like, how can we apply or, see it for ourselves? Brother Tony, you have anything that we can go for before that, or I can just shoot it right and then, you know,
Yeah, we can just shoot it right away.
right away. Let me shoot it right away. Bah.
Mm.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yeah.
So now let's bring it back. Now, um, death and rebirth is your journey in our real life. All right. So you've probably already like been through some kind of like death and rebirth, but you never pay attention to that multiple times. It happens. We never pay attention to it. That's why we emphasizing on the conscious part of living, because when you live consciously you are fully aware of your actions, reactions, every single thing about your being. That is a conscious life, right? So death of the old you, that's the number one. That's the one I want us to reflect on. This could be something like yesterday we say, we gave an example of being in a company where a boss always kills your creativity by telling you things like, this is not how we do it here in this company, so
You're
you
not good
cannot do that.
enough and all that.
Yeah, you can't do this because we have a model that we follow, so you cannot
Yeah.
go out of that model. So quitting that kind of job, it can be one of the uh, one of the component of this journey of uh, death and rebirth. So yeah, even also just an example, giving up or ending a toxic relationship. Not only relationship with uh, beings. No, if I say being, then I'm gonna be incorrect, because everything in the universe is alive. Everything in the universe is being. So I can say not only towards humans, that's the correct word. Ending a toxic relationship, not only towards human, but towards every single thing that you do. It can be uh sugar. You know, people don't understand that. People take that lightly. They don't think that
Mhm.
they can have a relationship with sugar, because we're so caught up in the human concept. Everything, we humanized everything. you
Yeah.
know so quitting sugar, ending relationship with watching TV for an extended period of time. you know Not watching us. You can never end watching
Yeah.
us. Actually, that I'm gonna put
So,
that in context. Watching us is not a toxic. It's not toxic.
some
We're giving
motherfucker,
you
some
knowledge right
motherfucker,
here.
some motherfucker are addicted in the pornograph and shit.
Yeah, there we go. There we
Can't
go.
sleep without watching some snippets of porn.
Man,
Yeah,
that's true,
shit.
man. You
Yeah.
know, and the most important thing, which most of us struggled with, I struggle with that, and there are people who are struggling with that right now, is losing a belief system that you outgrew. Like, man, let me say that again. Let me say that
Yeah,
again. Let me
yeah,
say that again. Living an old kind of like belief system that doesn't serve you anymore. Of course, all of this moment might not be easy because you know it's very hard for you to do it. Just like the Neo depict how they depicted Neo in the Matrix. It wasn't easy for him until he became the one, right? So all of this moment we get it. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard for you. But the most important thing is that they make space for rebirth. If you don't do that, rebirth won't take place. You will never become the one. So the rebirth moment is, if I can give a little bit of explanation, is that kind of like breakthrough moment after a breakdown. You know, as Brother Tony
yeah.
said on the earlier. You know, so yeah, man, waking up and seeing life differently, you have less fear, life begin to flow, you become like, yeah, you can see now, okay, this is how it is, man, I'm flowing.
You become the
Great.
pilot.
Exactly, that's the correct word. You become the real you become one, living from intuition, not just logic. As we said yesterday, logic will always override your conscious, your intuition,
Yeah.
because logic runs with presets. Logic will always run by some kind of rules that came before. So your intuition will give you real time suggestion, like, and they are not just kind of suggestion; they are real knowledge and signal that you can tap into and get a proper get a proper correct answer to a particular situation that you are in. you know so yeah, man, yeah, so that's pretty much is. The one is not a title, actually. Let's clarify that.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
It's not a title. It is all
It's an
metaphors.
awareness. Now you
Yeah,
become fully aware of who you are.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's state of being, being that.
Fully aware.
Exactly. you
Fully
know
aware.
Neo wasn't given that power. He unlocked it by choosing to believe in something that is way too greater than fear. you know and that's the same exact thing that you can do for yourself.
That's why by just understanding, you saw like bullets were just like floating right there without even him using too much energy and too much force.
Yeah.
And a matter of fact, he didn't even entangle any kind of feeling right there, because other motherfuckers will be like, "Fuck, I got
Man.
superpower right now. Let me
Yeah.
freak out."
You see, look at
So
that,
the
sir. Look at
moment,
that. Look at
yeah,
that. You see, it just blocked.
'cause-
The agent shot at it, but then,
yeah,
bam.
because if he freaked out, motherfucker, all the bullets were going like, "Yeah, we killed you right now."
Man,
But the nigga right there, he just chilled. I understand it
yeah, I
now, and the
understand it.
bullets are just floating.
Man, beautiful,
Yeah,
man. Beautiful, man.
beautiful, man. Stunning,
You know,
stunning,
so,
stunning.
yeah. Chad, how's it going? How's it going in the chat? Feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to
Yeah.
give us suggestions. Feel free to contribute, because it is what it is. We're all doing this together. We're all, helping each other to escape the matrix, all right? So let's get ourselves together. Leave a comment, suggest, tag anybody that needs to hear this. Bring them right here. Bring them in the chat. Bring them. Go fetch them right now. We're waiting.
You can drag them on the road if you will, just to get their ass right here
Yeah,
and get schooled.
man.
Decode the motherfuckers so they can understand who they truly are.
Yeah, man. So, since I see you guys are very slow, some of you just sitting there. You're still sitting there. Go get your cousin. Go get that friend right now. Put them in the couch. Watch. Anyway, you're too slow, man. So, yeah, brother Tony. Let's,
Too
man,
slow. You slow.
too slow, man. You slow.
Yeah.
All right.
Shit. Yeah, well, Chad, tonight we witnessed the rebirth of Neo. And
Wait,
so,
brother Tony. Wait.
yeah.
I wanted to give us another important point.
Mm. Let's get it. Let's get it.
You know, there are quite a few lessons actually that we can give out to the child actually that they can apply in their daily life. Before we go, we're going around. We're gonna get down very soon. So
Yeah.
just quickly, number one, you have to face the death moment. Don't run away from it. Don't run
Yeah.
away from the dark night of the soul. It's preparing you for a higher version of yourself. So you gotta face this. That's number one. Don't run away from hard situation. Don't run away from the death moment. Don't, yeah, man. Don't run away. I think that's the correct way that I can do. I don't want to mystify it. Don't run away from death moments, man. Don't run away from the dark night of the soul.
Embrace.
Embrace it because it's preparing you to be the most greatest being that you can never even imagine when you were in the matrix. So number two, let go, level up. Stop, man, just stop holding on to your old identity. Like Neo in the movie, you have to let go of who you think you are becoming. I mean, sorry, you must let go of who you think you are in order to become who you truly are, right? Powerful.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that again. You have to let go of who you think you are in order for you to become who you truly are. And
Powerful.
yo, man.
That's
Third,
deep. That's deep.
yeah. Number three, trust your awakening. Very important. People will doubt you, obviously. People will doubt you. We've been through that. We've been through all that kind of situation. People will always doubt you.
And we need that. We
We
need that.
need that.
Because we've been through extinction, man.
That's cardio,
Yeah,
man.
that's just cardio for our shit.
Man,
We've gone
yeah,
through extinction, so these were right there.
it's cardio. Even
To just be
yourself, you doubt
cardio.
yourself. You doubt yourself.
Yeah,
You doubt yourself. But the matrix fears, you know, um, your awakening process. So you gotta get your life. I mean, you have to understand that that moment will eventually come into. Maybe now that we're sharing this, you are not into that kind of journey yet, but you will remember this. This will click into your mind when you face that kind of situation. Fourth, the love from the from Trinity, So love of Trinity act like, as I say earlier on, like a spiritual
yeah,
catalyst. Sorry. So Trinity's love resurrect Neo. In real life, self love, divine love, or just having love to other people or from other people is often the best thing or that spark moment that reactivate your soul, because love is not what we think it is. It's not loving your woman or loving your kids. It's not that kind of love.
that's
It's a
broad.
different kind of love that transcend your identity, your culture, and things like that. Because that kind of love puts you in a position of kind of like being in a how can I put it? It puts you on a bird's eye view. So it elevates you. You transcend everything that has to do with humans. Then you become that fully loved and awakened being. So the last lesson, which is number 5, is see through the illusion. You have to, yeah, you have to get through that. You have to practice how to, you know, you have to. I think we when the community launches actually Baratoni, we will get some kind of like there will be a lot of resources on how to meditate, because meditation is what helps you to discern.
Absolutely,
So we'll be
absolutely,
helping you guys with some resources to teach you how to meditate if you haven't done, or if you haven't, if you don't meditate yet, or
mm,
if you have not any idea on how meditation works and things like that.
absolutely.
You know, And the most important thing, seek truth. You know, when you do that, eventually you will stop reacting to life and you start, shaping reality the way that you want from a conscious being. All right?
Because we ain't got any control of how and what
Yeah.
life throws at us.
All right.
But the only control we have is how we react to that one.
Most important.
Yeah.
Most
But
important.
we ain't got no control of what life throws at us.
Yeah.
Life can throw any shit.
Anything.
But how you react to that shit is your
Yeah.
decision right there. It's within your control.
Yeah. So you gotta tell life that I've been through extinction, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been through extinction. Like we passed extinction right
Yeah,
there.
that's just cardiac,
So
man.
everything that's happening right now is just cardio. It's just like swimming
Yeah.
in a 2 feet swimming pool with kids.
Yeah, man. Yeah, all right,
Yeah,
Chad.
man, it's been fun. It's been fun.
been
It's been a lot of
amazing.
yeah, man.
Amazing.
Well, Chad, tonight we just witnessed the rebirth of Neil and saw that
yeah.
every true awakening is
Yeah.
a death of what no longer serves you.
Yeah.
You can't become the one unless you are willing to let go of the illusion. So, well,
important.
next episode, we're going beyond the matrix
Ooh, exciting.
into what Neil sees, how he flies,
God damn
and
it.
what it means to live beyond the system. Some
Yo,
motherfuckers are living beyond the system.
Yo, man.
We're going to be able to see that in our next session.
Yeah, exciting, man. You gotta make sure you ride.
Motherfucker be flying and shit like that. Damn, I can't wait to see that.
You gotta grab your front seat in the check.
You better buckle up. You better buckle up. Motherfuckers are living beyond the system right there.
Oh yeah.
You living under the system. Motherfuckers are living beyond it.
Oh man.
What are you doing? You
Man.
lazy. You slow.
Man.
You lazy and you slow.
Man.
So get ready for our next session. Then you're gonna see how.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Last thing before we go, we leave everything in the chat. I mean, in the description below. There's a link to my book. There's a link to our special community access that's going on for free now. You're gonna be on the waiting list, so you gotta get that going on. Check. You can go on and if you want to, you can follow our journey on our Instagram and other social media pages. We have some cool stuff going on there, some motivation, some some inspiration, and yeah, man, keep living, keep doing it, keep pursuing the one, and yeah, for now we say ciao.
Yeah, obrigado.
I knew that that dude
Arigato gozaimashita.
I knew that.
Arigato gozaimashita. Shukriya.